Today's video is going to be a continuation of the intro array video, and we're going to do just a real quick setup here to show you the connection between arrays and loops and how useful they are, and then kind of give you some more insights on arrays. Now, when last we saw, we had done these 4 lines, and by 4 lines I mean the 4 active lines, but you may have saw or paid attention to this line right here, which is array new int 6. This is something that's a little bit dangerous to do, and one of the things that can go wrong by using arrays as kind of like a full-on object. So last time we said we're creating an object, a new object from array by doing this, and we're going to create that instance of it. Well, that unfortunately leaves it open to being redefined later. And as you notice, there's no squiggly lines here, right? So if I hit the start button, this runs. There's nothing as far as the compiler is wrong. But the issue here is that a 4 or a 6 spaced array. And the answer is, well, they both have been created. So now there are 2 arrays named array in our memory slots, one with 4 slots and the other with 6 slots in it. And that's one of the, like I said, that's one of the disadvantages of making a full-on object. In fact, a lot of other programming languages don't do that. You won't see the word new in front of them. All you'll do is create an array and create the dimension right there, and then you can never rename it and walk all over it. But what happens here in this case, this array, the int 6 will take over, and then there's going to be this kind of like dangling array out there in space. And that's obviously no good, because the more you have useless memory, the worse reactive time your program will have. And you can have significant problems like crashing when that occurs. So let's go ahead and put that double slash back on here. And last time we created the first 2 pieces of it. We could add some more if we wanted to, but we're going to skip over it for a second and play with the second array. So the second, or the new array, is actually the same size as the first, only 4 slots. So it goes 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Those are the 4 slots it gets. Now you can do it manually again, like we did in the first array, or in the new array what we can do is just use a loop to initialize it. And in fact, a lot of people will do this. By forcing it to be 0, we know that every slot in that array is now 0. Programming languages nowadays are a little bit more savvy, and compilers will automatically throw zeros into anything that's been created. So most likely the chance of there being a non-zero aren't too likely in the case of C#. But in some programming languages they still are, and you should initialize them. But let's go back. So now let's do this. We have new array is equal to array I. And this is going to introduce a new concept to it, where we are going to play with the elements of that array. So notice what this is doing here. I have an I is equal 0, less than 4, and we don't want it to go to 4 because remember, even though this is of size 4, the max it can go to is 3. And then we're going to walk up this loop by 1. And we're going to populate this array. So new array 0 is equal to array 0. Well, guess what that is equal to? That would say that new array then is going to be of 0 is going to be equal to 1, right? Because we've already defined this. But then there's a problem, because not from here, The second one's going to be fine. New array 1 is going to be equal to 5, but new array 2 is going to be equal to what? We don't know. It's undefined. Same for 3. And in fact, we could, should we do it? This is going to be a little bit painful. But as you know, I tend to debug with message boxes. So we are going to do new array I, and remember we got to take it to string. Oops, I forgot the parentheses. And shall we take a quick look at what it will do? So when I hit the submit button, it's going to go 1, which is good. The second one should give us 5, which is good. The next one is 0 and 0. So what happens, like I was saying before, is that even though we don't expressly write array 2, it automatically or I shouldn't say automatically but it initialized to 0. And array 3 initialized to 0. And notice what's happening here. This I is allowed to change from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, and that allows us to work through the array. So it's a natural coupling to do loops with arrays. Because when you're going to try to find information, you're going to do the same thing there, right? If you want to find Martha Heller or something like that, you might have to search through an array of 500 names, right? And then you go through array 1. Are you Martha Heller? No. Are you array 2? Are you Martha Heller? No. 3, blah, blah, blah. Get down to 96, array 96, index of 96. Are you Martha Heller? Yes, I am. Oh, hey, look, we find Martha Heller. Record what index she is, because you can do that because that index is going to be directly related to that stepping I or whatever integer you're using in your for loop. Okay, now let's end this here, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about more advanced pieces of arrays. All right, thank you.